And now, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda commences tonight's satsang with a Sanskrit peace chant.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We begin with mystic song by Sri Swami Lalitananda, sung and played by Sri Swami Umananda and Rajneesh.
Our song tonight is called The Spiritual Farmer. In spring, I plow and deeply sow the seeds of karma yoga. With my body I toil. In summer I gather in the rich harvest and bathe in cool waters of a peaceful mind. When winter comes, I turn within myself, warm beside the fire, with love for God, unaffected by changing winds and snowstorms, enjoying meditation on the one self of all. I am like a leaf, a part of the tree. I am a part of the great universe. I am a spiritual farmer, finding truth beyond time and space. When winter comes, I turn within myself. We are recording from the ashram of our revered Guru, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda in Miami, Florida. Today is October the 28th, 2020, Wednesday evening, and tonight Swamiji will be lecturing on the Yoga Vasistha. This is series 2018, class number 284. And now Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda.
Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakarana, section 21-28, the illusion of the body and the world. It's not a new news. Sage Vasistha continues to enlighten Rama. Whatever is best in the world and whatever is best in heavens is acquired without any effort by bringing about the destruction of raga and dvesha. Just for easy understanding, turn your attention to 5 kleshas: ignorance, egoism, attachment, hatred, fear of death. They make the mental process envenomed. Klishta samskaras, klishta vrittis, all that emanates from the mind on the basis of these 5 sources of evil. All that emanates is envenomed. They are termed klishta. Source of klishta is klesha. And the process that counteracts the klishta is called shishta. This is literary information. So you need to follow that which is shishta. Otherwise, you are known as dusht. And when you follow the righteous process, then you are pushed. You are well nourished. And in English literature, simple term, must. Just a bit of humor. So whatever is best in the world and in the heavens, the idea is, what is best? Best is truth. And truth is Brahman. But any Godward movement, therefore, becomes better than everything else in the world. So you continue to be better and better and better until you become the best. Otherwise, at least you remain a beast. That's the least. Just as deer do not stay in a forest that is being consumed by fire, in the same manner, good qualities do not abide in the chitta, which is being consumed by the fires of attachment and hatred. This is the definition of the beast. Chitta, the mind, dominated by these 5 factors. Ignorance. You have no keen interest in understanding the power of ignorance. Staying ignorant. Egoism, asmita. Raga, continuing to hold on to the objects of the world or relationships or whatsoever, considering that as your source of happiness. And that appears to be the sustainer of your personality, things you love. But things that you love in the world, they are like mirage. And similarly, things that you hate, when there is the effort to secure anything in this world, there are opposing forces that you begin to hate. Same object that you love, with the change of your mind, you begin to hate. So love and hate are not realities. They are passing mental notions. So, if you allow your chitta to face reality, then it should not be swinging with love and hate. Also, I have explained that swinging is fine as long as your swing does not get at your root. Trees must swing and sway, but swing and sway will remain more positive for the tree. Tree becomes more stronger and stronger. If you are too rigid, the idea that shouldn't be shaken. So you made your body like a painted picture, a pillar. I'm joking, but the idea to understand that's not actually a joke. Many people follow that. They follow the path of appearing just like a stone wall, unshaken. But that's a picture of hell. If your heart is not touched by sense of tenderness, sense of contempt, both, if your tongue does not taste bitter and sweet, what type of tongue do you have? So, just like in the case of the tongue, all tastes the tongue must be sensitive, flexible, swinging around constantly. And that means you have a good digestion. So raga, dvesha, etc. should create the same phenomenon. Allow yourself to swing, but don't be shaken up to your very root. And that's the virtue called serenity. More advanced level, it is called samadhan. How things go on, you are playing with it, it's lila. Deeper level, I am. That I am is like the sky. That I am is the only truth. Ahamasmi. And in order to reach that ahamasmi state, all these 5 kleshas have to be neutralized, negated. Abhinivesha, fear. There must develop fearlessness. Absolute abhayam, And that has a two-aspected practice. And allow your mind to turn to God. Develop a sense of relation. Deha buddhya tu dasoham. The point of the body, I am a slave, God is the master. Jiva buddhya tu danshaka. On the point of the soul, I am a ray and God is the sun. And from Jiva buddhyat, Atma buddhyat tavaivaham. From your innermost point of view, I am Brahman. So this type of movement is leading you from klishta to aklishta. Lifting the burden of the kleshas. And as that pressure of klesha is lifted, now the mind goes on developing serenity progressively, more and more. And developing intellect develops that type of strength of understanding, that its understanding is never shaken. Things present in so many ways. If you are not in advanced state of spiritual progress, you constantly recognize that you have been wrong, now you have become corrected. But how corrected? Wait, even that is wrong. So there is no samadhan. Samadhan is an absolute conclusion to your mind. This is the way it is. That's all. Brahman alone is. There is no contradiction, no matter how things happen. As long as the poisonous snakes of attachment and hatred continue to abide in the hollow of the chitta, so long one cannot expect to be free from misery. See, mind lacking samadhan and serenity is so helpless, constantly depending upon the past and looking for fulfillment in future. It has no rest. Any rest now mind experiences is very superficial. Real rest is possible when your mind is turning to the goal. I am Brahman. That is unshaken reality. So no matter how was your past, who cares? Learn, practical point of view, learn lessons. Be practical. That's not affected. But don't restrict yourself in your deeper level. Stay unrestricted. And it's not a difficult task. You do it instinctively every day. How do you do it? You go to sleep. No matter how your day has been. No matter how do you face the practical realities of ups and downs. No matter how. But when you go to sleep, you kick them all out. Not the bucket, but but the load of it. I'm not a loser. Can you develop a mind well educated by scriptural teachings and by practice of integral yoga? A mind that knows how to sleep, how to surrender to God, how to become still If the mind learns that art, that's the most profoundest key to enlightenment. That's the gateway to liberation. For those who are well versed in the scriptures and devoted to meritorious actions, but are dominated by raga dvesha, their attainments are like empty howling of jackals in a forest. So it's two types of gain is there. Either be jackals or roar like a lion. If your purpose of life is to find a settled state of happiness in the world, led by raga dvesha, attachment and hatred, if that is so, you will be howling every day, morning and evening especially. Seems like a joke, but that's a practical reality. What happens? People come together after the day is finished. What are they doing? Howling. Everyone starts speaking of how they have to face challenges, troubles, who talked what, and so many things. Early in the morning also howling. Instead of hail, hail God, who say howl. So even while you are doing good deeds, meritorious deeds, but you are not going after your raga dvesha. Raga must turn into bhakti, devotion. That's what you need. Every attachment is pointing the finger. Whom are you going to be attached to? Where is the source of your happiness? So every attachment, name and form moves away. But the attachment points the finger to God. God is the underlying reality behind all names and forms. So, in every situation, you feel a sense of warmth and coziness in your family or with any particular person. Your mind should turn to God through the personality. So it's not the person or the name and form that must be highlighted in your mind, but God, the same God who is your innermost essence, the I am. So your raga has become so extended. Your attachment is not selective. Just be attached to this, detach from all, send them all to hell. And similarly, dvesha, hatred. Where there is raga, there is dvesha. When you are attached to one, you want to detach from many. Now, your detaching from many should turn into neti, neti, not this, not this. Each time you face a predicament of feeling that you are being hurt by people, by objects, and how you hate them. Instead, develop the understanding that your karma has drawn, these hurtful elements have come towards you by your own karma. You put on honey on your face, and the bees will go after you. Why hate the bees? Put it in a more simple way, all that is illusory, like mirage, instead of hating one or two, the entire mirage set has to be as if it doesn't exist, a kind of a mystic hatred. Neti neti, what I'm leading you to understand. The idea that anything is hurting you is not, because Brahman alone is. All things that hurt you, they are unreal. Who is hurting you? The truth. You are in a state of illusion. And illusion cannot stay permanent. So every hurtful situation is trying to hit you, to wake you up. In other words, for the cure of being hurt by the world, the cure is not to go after the world. The cure is go after who am I? And the best mantra for that, nothing exists. The whole dream crowds against your mind. And how do you cure it? Nothing exists. All of you are dream. Not one or two, but all. So dvesha has become sublimated to neti neti. Raga becomes sublimated into all is loving God, bhakti. Bhakti and jnana. And as bhakti and jnana begin to develop more and more, your raga and dvesha, they begin to play a different role. Your raga becomes more source of being compassionate, generous, and dvesha becomes more a strength not to fall under the influence of bad association. So you are using raga dvesha in your practical life. What to hold on to, where to go, where not to go. Wealth, relatives and friends all come and go. A wise man is not attached to these. Therefore, he does not need to detach himself from them. He is beyond attachment and hatred. O Rama, wake up from the dream of the world process. Behold the rising sun of the self with the gentle spray of the water of wisdom. I am singing to you a song of awakening. It's a motherly picture. An aspirant is a baby. The Guru is the father or mother. And his teachings are shower of spray, cool, gentle water to a sleeping child, to wake the child up. And along with it, a little song. It's a good teaching for practical guidance. How do you deal with your children? How do you wake them up? Don't scold them, don't shout at them. Wake up from the sleep of ignorance. Shake off the dreams of the world process. Abide in your essential nature as Brahman. See how much has been put just in 3 lines. Wake up from the sleep of ignorance. That's the real purpose of life. You are as if sleeping and dreaming. Shake off the dreams of the world process. That's what happens. When you come to realize it is a dream, you stretch your arms, stretch your legs, shake it up. That's a way of waking up. Abide in your essential nature. When you are awakened, you are abiding in your essential identity. And your identity is not the body, not the mind. Brahman, the absolute, all reflected suns. Their identity is the sun, one without a second. Section 29. Sage Vasistha recalls Lord Shiva's teachings. And those teachings he is conveying to Rama. That's the storyline with the idea behind it. The Guru is giving highest wisdom because he is in tune with Brahman. He is essentially Brahman, but bringing in a storyline. Once he was gone to Kailasha mountain, and under having darshan of Shiva, he received teachings. And those very teachings he is presenting to Rama. Simple point, you can commune with God, and that's what is the source of your teachings. O king, Sage Valmiki said, and turn your attention to the original speaker behind the Yoga Vasistha. Valmiki is the author. And he is talking to King Arishtanemi. All the detail should not disturb your mind. O king, as a result of listening to the nectarine words of Sage Vasistha, Sri Rama experienced inward spiritual peace. See, when Vasistha gave that type of tender spray of cool water on the face of Rama, not literally, Rama passed into a profound state of samadhi for half a muhurta, which is about half an hour. More precisely, 24 minutes. Sage Vasistha interrupted his discourse until Sri Rama came back to his normal consciousness. In a storyline, Sage Vasistha tells, and there's so many hundreds of people listening. But now when Rama passed into ecstasy, Vasistha remained calm. And all people went on looking what's going on. Sage Vasistha resumed, O Rama, you have attained the knowledge of the self. You are resting in your essential nature. Continue to abide in the self and do not rely on this limited and petty world process. It's not pretty, it's petty. The whole world process. Sankalpa or ego thought is like the axle of the wheel of the world process. Here you are being introduced, the term sankalp is a settled conviction within your mind. Ordinarily translated as a resolve. This is your resolve. This is what you are and you want to accomplish something. That was sankalpa. And if it is very strong, it was drida sankalpa. And what's the root sankalpa within you is this holding on to your ego. And when you begin to understand ego is not you, you live to shed your ego, sublimate your ego, surrender your ego. Then you are developing Sat Sankalp. Sankalp that is leading you to the truth. But if you are staying with ignorance, then it is Asat Sankalp. That's a wrong type of conviction within yourself about your identity. So that ego affirmation, I am the ego, that's this kusankalpa, wrong type of sankalpa. That is like the axle of the wheel of the world process. Since your identity itself has gone into mayhem, aham has gone to mayhem. Now you live led by raga, dvesha, attachment and hatred, and by your karma, all that becomes like a wheel of the world process, where ego thought is the navel of the wheel, axle of the wheel. So this wheel continues to roll on until ego is effaced. As long as the mind continues to be dominated by the impressions of attachment and hatred, so long the ego thought continues to maintain this wheel in the motion. O gentle Rama, there is nothing in this world which cannot be attained by your pure intellect and good association. Attaining the goal of life, that's the purpose of your existence. And your goal is Brahman. But the mind will say, oh, can't even secure $1 million, and Brahman is a multi-billion project. I'm joking. How can it be possible? But nothing is impossible for your intellect. Your intellect, as you purify it from malina buddhi to pure buddhi. Malina buddhi is the basis of kumati, wrong understanding. Pure buddhi, sanamati, good understanding. But your intellect is the channel. So, allow your intellect to be guided by satsanga and your purushartha. Purushartha means practicing integral yoga in daily life, along with satsanga. As maligned intellect becomes purified, it plays now a tremendous uplifting role. In a highly allegorical way, this point has been brought in Bhagavad Puran and Mahabharata through the character of Karna, who was Malina Buddhi to begin with, but gradually he became the channel of leading Arjuna and the whole Pandava set to victory. In brief, leading dharma to triumph. Therefore, do not entertain the childish thought of destiny. All talks about astrology and destiny is childish. And don't stay dull with children. Grow up. Growing up means your goal is not restricted by, your goal is not dependent upon your karma. Karmas keep your soul confined, but your goal is to attain liberation. As you come to the right line, right path, all the negative that kept you in a state of bondage, all the fetters that kept you in bondage are broken. And they are broken spontaneously. Therefore, do not entertain the childish thought of destiny. Therefore, never say that you will succeed in your sadhana on a special day according to astrology and go to the astrologer. Will I succeed? I've started meditation. Tell me, is it in my horoscope? If you have that type of mentality, you have not understood what the path of jnana is, or the real spiritual path is. Put it more in a simple way. Depending upon destiny and going after astrologers, that has their own purpose. But they help you in the same way like you hear weather forecast. They're very interesting. Hear about storms going on, houses demolished. You allow yourself to see it, be stirred up. But when the day starts, you take your car. Rain or sunshine. You do it. You are not dependent upon weather forecast. Karmic movement is weather forecast. If you are deeply involved, then you don't use weather forecast for practical reason. That's all. But it does not restrict your central purpose. Rather, karmic process Negative of the karma produces vairagya in your heart, allows you to turn to God more and more. Positive inspires you. And you gradually get out of the clutches of karma. Karmanash completely. Rather, by taking recourse to self-effort, endeavor to control the ego thought and thereby the entire chitta. And asmita, klesha, is removed. It paves the way for the destruction of ignorance. Now the chitta itself comes to a complete, allegorically speaking, it completely burns up. It becomes vibhuti of Lord Shiva, ashes. Don't take it literally. A cloud having allowed the sun to pass through. The chitta is a cloud. And once that reaches climax, the rays passing through the cloud gets burnt up. It's no more. So there is no more chitta to restrict your awareness of I am that. It is the ego thought which continues to lead the soul from one embodiment to another. When it is destroyed, one becomes free from the process of birth and death. The human body is more unsteady than a painted picture of the body. The body in the painting continues to exist until the painting is destroyed. If the painting is well presented, well preserved, it can be maintained for a very long time. But this body, in spite of one's best efforts, continues to age and disintegrate. Let me, here simple simile is being given. Like your identity, I am the body, is same as your identity with your photograph. Photograph, modern terminology, old terminology, say an artist has made a picture of you. That picture, or either your picture or anybody else's picture, or any scene or picturesque setting, any picture seems to stay longer. Seems, as long as termites don't get it. And your body seems to stay not longer, very shorter. I'm turning my mind to Chitraput. Pictures are not cute. But when you have satsangas and divine teachings, then you have come to Chitragut of the Ramayana, where Rama dwelt. You can become a cute chitra. Or you are a chitra with a cute turbine. This body is the illusory product of the ego thought. It doesn't exist as a reality, and therefore is not related to anyone. It's not related to you yourself. You go on throwing up your nails as they come out. All the cells within you are going on changing. Knowing this, consider the body to be like a mirage, or like a snake in rope, or like a product of a dream, and shun the illusion of the body idea in order to become firmly established in the awareness of the self. Put it in a very crude way. When a person, no matter how loving the person must have been, when he is passed on, how long can you keep the body? If the body you loved so much, the fact is you didn't. The proof, the soul has departed, but now you now adopt every method to keep the body away. Either put it in the grave or burn it up, but you will not keep the body. The same body that has been source of so much love and graciousness, etc. These are not meant to bring dejection in your mind, rather inspiration. Constantly viewing yourself confined to the body keeps you reminding of your birth date and counting every now and then how long can you live in future. All that is normal and there's no harm in it, as long as at your deeper level you work upon being free from body identity. This body identity, you are constantly targeted by the virus of death. And that's a horrible life. Being inert, this body has no desires. The self which is changeless and eternal has no desires. From body point of view, the body doesn't need anything. From the point of view of yourself, the deeper, innermost self, the self doesn't need anything. So in between the body and the absolute self, this ego self has come like a ghost. Thus, when the self is seen as being distinct from the body, the illusory desires cease to exist. And therefore, constant affirmation must be practiced. Who am I? I'm Ajar, ageless, Amar, immortal. Shuddha, absolutely pure, Paramanand, supreme bliss, and so forth. Although the sun is located a great distance from the earth, it continues to sustain the various activities on the earth. In the same way, although identifying with the transcendental vision of the self, you should maintain a detached relationship with the body while continuing to perform your various duties. Internally, develop that understanding, I am the self. Externally, follow every little detail of your activity. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Do every duty that you perform with all minutest detail in the perfect way. And there is no contradiction. Just like day by day, sun, that is source of light, is far away from you. But in your day-to-day activities, the same sun is giving you light. So even when you are doing daily duties, same Brahman is illumining that object. In other words, you are not losing your internal rootedness in God. Deep down, you are one with God. In the external activities, you are like a ray of God's presence, as if you have been far away from God, but His light is illumining you. Your body, mind are being illumined by God. So with this, I will conclude. Om Ram 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 Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya grace of God over all of you, and for the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukmuva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Are there any questions?
No.
Okay, then Swamiji will continue on Friday at 7:30 to Tulsi Ramayana when we conclude.